at the end of the day, women still don't owe you loyalty. They don't. Other women don't owe you loyalty. Y'all are girls only when it comes to men. Y'all are not girls when it comes to, again, like I said earlier, when it comes to how you treat other women, looking up and down, analyzing, talking shit behind their back and all of that stuff. Y'all do that all the damn time. Y'all be catty, petty. It's Jay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist, and it is my life's purpose to get black people to mentally unplug from this patriarchal system of white supremacy. All right, look, before we get into this whole conversation, I like to say that we're having a conversation, right? Because I'm talking to my camera, but I can hear some of the thoughts that come into you guys' mind. If you look at some of my content, I make sure I have a rebuttal for what you might think or what you might even say before you think it or say it, or at least right after. So before I get into this topic, I got some disclaimers. These are my opinions. Are they expert opinion? I would like to think so, being that I have above a master's degree in these areas as far as psychology goes, as far as sociology goes. So that being said, they're still opinions, but they can't be backed by data, whether it's anecdotal data or just factual data from primary and secondary research. So if you come here trying to argue with me about an opinion, have at it. I probably won't even read the comment. That's disclaimer number one. Number two, if you are a man watching this and you get mad and you want me to make a response, I'm not doing that. This channel is not geared towards men. If men happen to watch, good for y'all. But this is not for y'all. Okay? So if you want to make a response video, go have at it. Just make sure you tag me. I'll appreciate that. That's disclaimer number two. Number three, this is not about men. Yes, I am talking about the patriarchy. And a lot of you men relate the patriarchy to who you are because it's about being a man's world. Much like white people relate white supremacy to who they are because this is a white supremacist world. So if you are a man and you get offended by anything that I say, I'm sorry. I'm big enough to say I'm not here to offend you, but the truth is offensive and opinions can still be truthful. So I'm not here to make anybody uncomfortable, but the truth again makes people uncomfortable because this world is unfucking comfortable. So again, if you want to argue, just do it with your mama, not me. I don't have time. I don't care. Your opinion won't change mine. Now, I said all of that to say also, lastly, to the women, if you get offended, girl, you just not on the right side. Period. It is my duty to help people again mentally unplug from this system. Be in this world and not of it. When you're in it and you can see how everything is operating, whether you like it or not, it's harder for you to get tricked. It's harder for you to get distracted, bamboozled. So because I have done a lot of work, a lot of studying, a lot of self work, a lot of personal development, a lot of shadow work, all of that shit, I see what the fuck is going on clearly. And I want to help us get to a unified and harmonious state. But we can't get to unity and harmony, Jesus, unless we recognize the ways we are being divided, the ways that we are being divisive ourselves. So now, again, said all of that to say, let's talk about lies that women believe because of the patriarchy. You know what? I might do a version of this for the men, but who knows? All right, so lies women believe because of the patriarchy. Let's start with number one, that we have to work to compete with each other to be chosen. All right, these are some deep dives, and I might get a little spiritual, might just leave it on a social and psychological perspective. But let's think about masculine and feminine energies for a second. Let's look at the animal kingdom, if you will. When it comes to who makes the final decision when it comes to mating in the animal kingdom, majority of the time it is the female. The female is the chooser. The males compete for her attention and for her consent to mate with him. We can look at anything from crickets to peacocks.
But they don't just show their feathers to attract females. They shake them. It's called train rattling.
They all compete. Hell, even though lions, the female lions go and hunt, male lions are the ones who fight to lead the pride. So again, that being said, when we look at what's natural in this world, excluding what humans do, because we flip-flop a lot of shit, But when we look at what's natural in this world, it is not for females to go out here and compete for the attention of males. You don't see that in majority of different species of animals. So we get into this mindset that women have to compete with each other in order to be chosen by men. And a lot of times that drives a wedge in the relationships that women have with each other. I always say that women, especially black women, our sisterhood is very shaky. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that there are not positive representation of our sisterhood out there is a lot, but also it's not anymore. Not as much as it used to with all of these TV shows, these reality TV shows such as The Real Housewives and Love and Hip Hop, and of course Baddies and all of that other shit. There does not seem to be a lot of sisterhood amongst us. It seems to be a lot of cattiness, a lot of pettiness, a lot of looking me, checking me up and down, and trying to see the ways in which you can destroy me. And it's all related to the patriarchy. Because the patriarchy pits women against each other under the guise that men want us to compete against each other for their attention and therefore and for their affection. So what we do again, like I said, is we eyeball each other, we look at each other, we dissect each other. Women can't help it but to do it. You looking at my hair, you looking at my nails, you looking at every fucking thing I got going on, and trying to see if sometimes in the back of your mind, maybe subliminally, if the man you fucking with fuck me. Somebody like, oh girl, that's extreme. That's what a lot of women. That's how a lot of women think. Might not be you, because damn sure ain't me, but it happens more often than not. So that's number one. Number two, though, let's move on. Being a good girl will secure you a good man. This is hilarious. I think this is the biggest lie we tell ourselves because a lot of us we get into these relationships or situationships, whatever you want to call it, with these men, and we think, okay, I'm going to treat him well. I'm going to show him I'm different than the rest of these girls. I'm going to love him into loving me properly. We fall in love with potential, and potential is a facade. Potential is what you think a person should be, not what they had agreed to be, not what they said they should be. And even if they said it, you can't determine what the outcome will be. So you are hoping for something that's never been promised to you, or at least never been demonstrated that it will happen for you. That is what a lot of women fall into, and I'm one of them. I fell into that. I fell into the thinking that being a good girl will get me chosen if I'll just treat him well. If I stand out from what the rest of these girls be doing, he'll love me. He won't do me like he did the rest of these girls. We believe that bullshit, and it's because the patriarchy makes us believe that a man is only as good as the woman he is with. She made a man out of me. She was so good. She stayed with me through thick and thin, ups and downs. This is what they project onto us that we should want. We should want a man who we lifted up, a project, if you will, that actually was successful. That is what they want us to believe we should be doing to these men, fixing them, healing them, making them better, being their peace. Doesn't work. That shit don't fucking work. That's how many of us have been good girls for multiple men and they still dog us. They still mistreat us, take us for granted, lie, deceive. It doesn't matter. And I'm not here to tell you to be a bad girl. I'm here to just tell you to be who the fuck you are, no matter what that looks like to society. Whether you are a free and sexual being, whether you're a woman who you finesse men, whether you just don't want to deal with men at all. Well, whoever you are, just be that. Okay? But don't be a pick me. Jesus Christ. Because again, that being a good girl, that number two, being a good girl is pick me behavior. Because a lot of women who are pick me's, they feel as though that because they are all of these things that they will get picked by a good man, or the man that they pick will suddenly turn good even if he wasn't before. That's pick me behavior. Don't do that. All right. So number three, the third lie is that sex devalues us. Now, this is weighted because I am a person who I do believe at this point in my life, we should be careful with who we share our bodies with at this point in my life. That's what I believe. There was a time where I'm like, hey, sex is just sex. If you want to have sex, then go have sex. I don't judge wherever you fall. I'm just talking about my own decisions over my life and also my own belief because of what I have experienced and things that I've learned and studied, both spiritually and sociologically and psychologically. You don't want to have sex with a lot of people, male or female. This does not matter. This is not a gender thing. But since I'm speaking to the women, you don't want to have sex with a lot of people. It does weigh on you. All of that energy that you take in. Now, there is a subtle biological difference with women where we do release more oxytocin when we have sex with these men. So it helps. I don't even know if I should say help, but it helps to make form a emotional bond to them, even if we might not want to. So we have to be just a little bit more careful than they do, because we know that some men fall in love from with sex too. So that's why I say it's not just a gender based thing, but this is biology, it's real facts. So we have to be a little bit more careful, especially depending on what type of woman you are. Now I know I was going out here having my way, having my whole phases, and not being attached. Not every woman can do that. Not every person can do that, but especially a woman. This one for all my niggas in the whole wide world. Hey, Jay here, and I am the voice of my ancestors that could not speak. For those of you who agree, this is some gear for us. This is an original statement with the Black American flag that I came up with, and it is near and dear to my heart. I love this statement. I will probably say this for the rest of my life, because it is important for us to be the voice of our ancestors who could not speak and to represent this everywhere we go. I'm telling you, when I walk in a room full of other people, they look at me when I wear this. When I had the hoodie on, I was intentional, and they recognize exactly what I'm saying and what I mean. It's very important that they know that. All original black 24/7, 365, available in multiple color hoodies, breathable hoodie. Now the other one was a fleece. This one's a little bit more breathable. I have t-shirts also in the same colors. It says Solon, soul of an African nation, if you're wondering. Okay, it has the United States in the background with the black people representative in the forefront with their fists up, representing a brand new day. All of those were our original designs. Now, this is not an original design, but it is available in multiple colors and for a limited time. All the Juneteenth merch that you see here is available for a limited time. Of course, because Juneteenth is only once a year. Make sure you check it out and shop black owned for this Juneteenth. Okay, it doesn't make sense to get these same shirts from somebody that you know is not black. And some of these colors only I will have. Okay, check out the link in my bio or below. All available at the Living Lovely brand. Make sure you check out the specials exclusively available at website livingllovely.com. I love you guys. So that's one end. But devalue, like I said, devaluing, no, sex will never devalue. This is why we have to stay away from men who believe that body counts matter. What matters is what's your intention, your heart, what character that you have. What matters is if you are sexually responsible, meaning that you gotten checked, you're clean, you have a clean bill of health. That's what's more important than how many bodies I've had. Because I can tell you any fucking number, dummy, and you won't know. Because how can you reference or research my sexual past, especially if you just met me and you don't know anybody I fucked? This is why men have to stop thinking that, and women have to stop thinking that too, falling for the bouquet. They only care because they are afraid of the competition themselves. Men have twisted things in a way that they believe that women should be competitive because they're afraid to compete, because they have been so entitled, because it's a man's world. They have turned everything so that it is theirs, and everybody who is not a male, who is not a man, because you can still be male, but everybody who is not a man is going to be oppressed under them. Children, trans people, even gay men, but even gay men still, they kind of teeter the line. But everybody is below them. This is the world that they set up. This is what patriarchy does. So here we are thinking that sex devalues us, that purity, a lot of this goes back to religion too, that purity should be enforced and it should be protected, but only in women, only in girls. Why is that? So men get the opportunity to go out here and sow their royal oats wherever the fuck they want to, with whomever they want to, and they still, it don't matter if they pure or not. But women, you gotta remain pure. Where does that difference come from? Who told y'all that? And why did it stick for centuries upon centuries? Why is it still here? Still prevalent. Where we believe that our little girls, or our young women, or women in general, should reserve our sexuality, not even want sex. Think maybe it gives you the ick besides a man that you love, your husband. Only the husband should be the one to turn you on. You should not have a sexual identity until you get married. That is what they want us to believe. If sex devalues us and we have sex with men, what does that say about men? I'm going to leave that to y'all. Okay, so this moves us on to line number 4, which is almost relatable, that hoes or unconventional women don't get chosen. So unconventional women are women who are, again, free in their sexual identity, free in their sexuality, sexual expression. Women who we know have had multiple men who hoes, like I said, whether they get paid for it or they just some loosey gooseys, promiscuity, women with multiple baby daddies. These lies that they tell that we don't get chosen. And I'm saying we because I was also a sex worker. Unconventional women. Sex workers don't get chosen. Lies. Lies. All of my sex worker friends were either married or in long term relationships. And their men knew what they were doing. Let me guess. Oh, they men, they weak, they simps, they this. Whatever. But it's a lie. Okay? Understand this. If Kim Kardashian can get as many men as she has had since she came out with that sex tape with Ray J, then you, who maybe you got passed around the block, girl, you can get you a man. You who used to swing from the pole, you can get you a man. You who used to walk the streets can get you a man. You can. Because a man is the easiest thing to get. Now, a good man ain't. Because they hard to find. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They are. But a man, if you just want to get a man, you can get chosen. And you can still get chosen by a good man too. Like I said, they're just hard to find for anybody, even if you are a good girl, remember? So just remember that. If you are that, if you fit the bill, and if you don't, women, we have to stop believing these things because we project them onto other women. And then we become hateful, and even more competitive with each other. Because you get mad when that unconventional woman is chosen by a man. You're like, how does she get what the world tells me that she can't get? Bitch, because she's her. Stop worrying about other women's pussy and worry about yours. And this leads me into not another lie, but just a part of the conversation where women will think they're so much more honorable for having sex for free than the women who don't. Y'all will literally sit there and say, I've heard somebody say this shit. I'd rather go sell drugs than do it than have an OnlyFans page. So you would rather go risk your life and like literally risk your freedom than to do something that's legal? You got kids, multiple kids with multiple baby daddies at that, and you won't go make you an OnlyFans page? You'll go slang some rock though, and go do a bid with your dumb ass. That's dumb. That's dumb. And y'all think y'all gonna win brownie points from men. Y'all don't. Y'all still get fucking ditched. Y'all get dusted. I'll be damn. Honestly, trying to even if I don't make this personal, because I am, so like I said, I am somebody who used to do sex work. But it's like, even if I didn't, I would never believe that I should go and slang dope before I go and get paid for something that I do for free and get nothing out of it. Sometimes not even a nut. And then you, like I said, the person who posted this that I saw, you got all these kids and they don't have the same daddy. Bitch, you're unconventional too. Niggas don't like that. Niggas will choose me before they choose you though. Cause I don't got one baby daddy. Well, he ain't eat my baby daddy. We just share a baby. And she ain't eat no baby no more. So it's weird. It's beyond weird. I will never support that type of mentality. Because why would you want to go and hurt other people by serving drugs to your fucking people? When you can go and just post a picture, post a video of you doing something that you do naturally. Some of y'all don't though. Some of y'all don't masturbate. And that goes back to number what? 3. Sex devalues us. So sex devalues us so much that you believe you can't even masturbate. It makes you uncomfortable. You don't feel like a lady. So y'all let us go hand in hand. So next, the biggest lie. This is the biggest lie to me. Number 5, we should be led by men, especially by men. Bitch, can't nobody lead me. Let me stop lying. People can't lead me. It's not too many people that can though. It's very hard for me to look up to people. I don't think I ever really did. Because I remember they used to be like, who's your role model when I was young? And I'm like, nobody. There's nobody I want to be like. There is nobody I want to be like. I have really felt like this my entire life. I always wanted to be me. I wanted to have certain things that other people had, but I always had a vision over my life that was unique. Nobody is doing exactly what I want to do to the T. Nobody. There's some similarities from some people, but nobody's doing what I want to do to the T. Nobody. So I never, ever, ever, ever looked up to people. Of course, I had to be led. You always have to be led. Everybody has to be led, even leaders. A good leader can follow, but a bad leader can't. I always remember that. I don't want to be led by men. Men have led this world into shit. A lot of the evil shit that's going on is falling under this white supremacist agenda, under this patriarchal agenda. Anything that puts a hierarchy on a certain group of people is divisive. It is evil. I don't want to be led by men because men, they lead this belief of divisiveness. They believe that women should be subservient. They believe that women can't be leaders. They believe that women can't do shit, basically, but lie on our back or lie in our words and They just believe the worst about us. A lot of them. Why the fuck would I want to be led by someone who has painted me to be their fucking enemy and I ain't did shit to them? That's what a lot of men feel like, and it's under the patriarchy. Where did the patriarchy come from? White supremacy. So if it's a white man, I definitely scared to be led by him. So no, I don't believe that women should be led. I do believe that women can be guided. I think we all can be guided, but led by a man is crazy because men don't even understand women. You can't lead people you don't even want to understand. You can't. You can't lead people who, when they voice their grievances, you make excuses or you make things worse. You can't lead me. So I don't want a man to lead me. I'm not, and I've been saying this for years. And I made a joke on one of my old Facebooks. Y'all always want somebody to lead y'all. Lead y'all where? Where are we going? To be what is a man supposed to lead you to? That you can't lead yourself. Or at least be in partnership, in tandem with him, and y'all work together to get there. He don't need to lead shit. It should be an equal fucking effort. But y'all believe that y'all should give everything over to these men under the patriarchy. You know, your whole life, literally. They get your life, your finances, social life. Y'all allow them to have every part of yourselves. And then when shit blow up in your face, everybody's asking, well, girl, why didn't you know? And you're like, well, I let him lead. Don't. It's okay to let them think they're leading, if you know what I mean. It's a little mind game. Because some men want to feel like, yeah, let me lead. I want to be needed. But, no. Just no. All right, the next lie. Number 6 is beauty is our most important commodity. And along with beauty is youth. Okay, so as a woman, they have taught us that if we're not beautiful, if we're not young, we're not worthy. We don't have anything to offer this world. We don't have anything to offer men. Baby, this is a body. This is nothing but a vessel. I'm going to leave this skin and bones behind, and the soul within is the most important part of me. Not how I look, and I do think that I look pretty good. I think I'm pretty. I think my body is kind of T. I like me. I love me, actually. But at the end of the day, if something happened to my face, if something happened to my beauty, God forbid, I don't want it to happen. I think I would be able to make peace with it, I think. But I don't want to be limited to that because I can recall when I would go on social media a couple of years ago and I would just be the light worker. That was before I realized I'm really a shadow worker. But I would be a light worker and I would say all these positive things and all of these great things to try to uplift people. And all the men would be on there talking about my mouth, talking about my eyes, talking about how beautiful I am, I'm pretty, I'm this. Bitch, I'm over here trying to speak light and you want to fuck me. You can't even listen to what I'm saying because you want to put your D in my mouth. I don't like that. I don't like that. But I would never want to be ugly. Look, but like my grandma said, being beautiful is a blessing. And I believe that too. But at the same time, I'm so much more than this face, my body. Much more. My personality, my character, who I am at the core is way more important than how I look. Period. And I do take pride in my appearance, but regardless. Because I know that there's a physical world and a spiritual world, and we are very shallow in this 3D plane. Everything is about how it looks, appearances. But I can see deeper than that. And most people should be able to. But we don't. We're surface level. So you just looking at me and again, dissecting me. Especially if you're a woman, trying to nitpick and find something wrong about me. And as a man, you're probably trying to nitpick and find something wrong with what I'm saying. That's how the world is. So youth, again, is also a commodity that the patriarchy uses against women to the point where we are afraid of aging. Women especially, more than anybody. Now, men do too, but women have it the worst because, again, beauty is correlated with youth. When you get older, no matter how beautiful you are constantly reminded of it. I think people was making fun of a picture of Rihanna recently, and me and Rihanna, I think she might be a year older than me, maybe not even a full year.
Fashion ick. So if you guys can, watch that video and look at some of the comments associated with that video. Comments like this and like this. So many people on social media are completely delusional when it comes to aging. You have no idea what it looks like at 20, 30, 40, 50. It's bizarre. Some of you believe that you look much younger than you actually do. You look your age. And I think the worst is a teenager on this app who has no idea what they're talking about. Like none. Their sense of aging is so warped. I'm just, Aging is a privilege. Some of you won't make it there.
I'm like, why y'all nitpicking this girl's face? She's almost 40. She's almost 40 and y'all are really just on her. Like, God, leave. But no, for real, y'all, it's crazy. It's just crazy. So women do so many different things just to maintain that youth and that beauty because they are afraid of aging because the patriarchy makes them feel like they are less of a woman, less valuable, less of a commodity because they're getting older. The wrinkles are coming in and the beauty is fading, supposedly. Anyway, so number 7, men will be men. So this is about the permissibility of men to be total fuck ups, for men to cheat, for men to put their hands on you, for men to lie to you, deceive you. Y'all give them permission. The world gives them permission to do these things because men will be men. There are higher expectations for women than there will ever be for men at this point in life. We can't do what they do. I don't believe in double standards. I believe either what's good for the goose is good for the gander, bitch. Either we all gonna be good or none of us will be good. This is how I see it. Real black and white for me. And that goes with my relationships too. If a man ain't good to me, I ain't no way I'm finna be good to you. No way. That's just how I roll. That's just how I roll. So there is no men will be men around me. Okay, men will be men, and I'm going to respond to that. How am I going to respond to that? Probably like a man. I'm very masculine in my mindset. I tell people that all the time. I'm Leo sun, Aries moon. My Mercury is in Virgo, even though that's a feminine sign. But I'm going to speak to you eloquently and softly and articulately. But deep down in my brain, this Leo and that Aries, they coming together to crash out on your fucking ass. So don't do no crazy shit to me, because the get back is coming. I personally believe in revenge. That's probably the Aries moon. It ain't never not served me. Everybody can't be like me though. And I hope you don't be better than me. But yeah, so no, I don't believe in it. I don't believe in allowing men to be men. If you are a bad seed, you're a bad seed. Stay the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, that was just my past. Okay, how far ago? What have you done to resolve those things that you used to do? Have you rectified? Have you reconciled with the people you've hurt? Where's the redemption? No. There is no men will be men around here. There is, I will make a believer out of you over here for me. Yeah. All right. So, as women, we have to stop letting men slide. Y'all don't hold them accountable. Y'all make excuses. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier. It's the potential. Oh, he's a piece of shit now, but if I love him long enough, if I can heal him and love him, and he'll finally be a good man. Sometimes that happens, but a lot of times when it does happen like that, at that time you don't even want him no more because the project is over. You don't have enough to give. Yeah, you're reaping the benefits, but you're always questioning his motives, his intentions behind being good to you. Now, when is the shoe gonna drop? Because it always drops. So you can't even sit comfortably in your good treatment from a man who was once bad to you. This is why you shouldn't do that shit. Leave they fucking ass. There was a video on TikTok of this girl saying she gave her boyfriend the silent treatment for months because he said something disparaging about female parts, female health or whatever, something like that. And I'm just like, why didn't you just leave him? If it took months for him to come and apologize, or then she said she had him write an essay or something, stupid shit. If it took him months to do that, girl, you should have been moved the fuck on. What? My thing is, what y'all don't understand about men, you can be as petty as you want to. These niggas will get you back when you least expect it. And a lot of men are very spiteful. Y'all think that it's only women that's spiteful. No, men will get your ass back. A lot of y'all think that y'all are smarter than men, and some of y'all are. But y'all let y'all emotions cloud your judgment. And you think because, oh yeah, I got him to do something that he didn't want to do, that you won something. Girl, no, he's looking to manipulate you back. It's just manipulation. Move on. Get somebody you don't have to change, to force to change. Y'all want to force these men into change. I want somebody I don't feel like I got to do all of that work. You just come to me, and the only adjustment we have to make is how we're going to put our life together, how we're going to learn our communication, learning each other, right? Not necessarily learning each other to change anything about each other, but learning each other again so we can put our lives together. Y'all literally want to change these men. I don't want to change shit. Go about your fucking way and be who you are over there. So we got to stop that. Okay, so the next one, number 8. I already know y'all going to be mad at this one. Probably madder at this one than any other one when the women are. Women, this lie that we tell under the patriarchy is that women owe other women loyalty. I don't owe you shit. Your husband, your boyfriend, they owe you. Now, I'm not here saying that if I find out a dude I'm fucking with at this point in my life, past me is different. Tell y'all, Some parts of me don't have some morals when it comes to certain things. At least I can own it. I'm an accountability coach. I have accountability. Y'all can look at some of my old videos. I told y'all I'll cheat back. I tell y'all that when it comes down to certain parts of relationships, I don't be studying some of that shit y'all be talking about personally. Because nobody belongs to any fucking body. But at the end of the day, like I said, currently where I've grown to is I don't want to date no man who is in a relationship or married, especially married. Primarily, I definitely never dated no married man. Never. And I never will. But if you got a girlfriend, I used to be flexible. I used to be. But now, no. Fuck no. Because why? She don't know about me, and you can lie to me all day and be like, yes, she do. She know I got needs. Okay, well, put her on the phone. Let me talk to her. Because I don't mind a poly situation. Got a video about that. But I need to know that you really do have permission. And if I can't talk to her, then what we damn sure ain't doing shit. Move on. But at the end of the day, women still don't owe you loyalty. They don't. Other women don't owe you loyalty. Y'all are girls only when it comes to men. Y'all are not girls when it comes to, again, like I said earlier, when it comes to how you treat other women, looking up and down, analyzing, talking shit behind their back and all of that stuff. Y'all do that all the damn time. Y'all be catty, petty. So y'all can do all of that. You can do all of that, right? That don't mean you ain't no girl. But when it come down to this nigga, though, keep your hands off my man. That's the only way I know you loyal to me. That's the only way I know you a girl's girl is if you stay away from my man. I tell people I'm not really a girl's girl. If that's how we defining it, take me out. Cause I had a post from fucking over a decade ago saying being a side chick don't seem like it's that bad. Cause the main chicks are the ones who always get the brunt end of the stick. Sorry, I know y'all not gonna like that, but it's true. There is no winning when it comes to a man who decides to wife you or main you only for you to let him go out here and be with other women and you just get mad at the other women instead of him. You hold them to account, but you let him be because what? Number 7, men will be men. No, bullshit. That's not sisterhood behavior. I have never been that type. Like if a woman came to me and told me a dude that I was dealing with did some shit, I'm gonna be mad at him because I'm gonna be like, get your hoes in check. That's all I'm gonna say. Because this is how I roll. I'm going to take into what they're saying into consideration, but I also know that women will claim that they're looking out for other women, but really you're telling me about this nigga because you really still want him for yourself. And that makes me rebel. It makes me be like, well, I'm just going to keep fucking with him and we just going to ride this out. Because I know you want me to stop fucking with him, but not because you think he's bad. Well, then again, it is because you think he's twofold. It's because you think he's bad, but you still want access to him. You still want him for yourself. And this is what makes it difficult when women come to other women as a woman, because what are your intentions? Is your intention to be away from him and to keep me away from him so you can protect me? Or is it your intention to keep me away from him so you can have access to him again? Or so that you can just be the only one in your mind? We have to be honorable when we approach each other about these dudes. Or just don't do it at all. Because it's been so many times where girls do that to me. I'd rather you just come out your face and not be underhanded, because a lot of times it be this subtle shit like, oh girl, you know you fuck with him too. Da, 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 da. No, girls, just come out and be like, look, I fuck with him. I don't know what he told you. I really love him. I want you to not fuck with him because I love him. I want him for myself. It may or may not go the way you want, but that's being vulnerable and being honest. A woman would never, though. Y'all would never do that, but y'all need to if that's how you want it. But instead, again, y'all say all these negative things about this man. Oh, you know, girl, he don't take care of his kids. He beat me. He did it. He cheated on me. He gave me an STD. You telling me all of this shit. And then, say for instance, I do stop fucking with him because I probably would after that. 2 weeks later, y'all posted up together. So, yeah, you get what I'm saying? So, this is my issue. That's my issue. We don't owe each other loyalty. I know. But we should at least, in the end, if you're going to approach me as a woman, do it in a very integral way. Have some integrity, bitch. Be real. Okay? All right. Number 9. Whew, another big lie. Probably the second biggest lie. Is that your man should come before everyone. Probably even yourself. There is this saying, and especially in the Christian neighborhoods, that there should be an order. And it should be God, your husband, kids, and then yourself. Why am I all the way at the fucking bottom? So everybody's burden is supposed to be mine, but who am I supposed to fall back on? And people normally be like, well, you should be able to fall back on your husband. But how if I'm taking on his burden too? How does that work? Why do you believe that I'm supposed to put my husband before my kids? Why am I supposed to put my husband before my own needs? Where the fuck did this really come from. It's not even in the Bible. And I know the Bible. It's not in there. Nobody says you have to put your spouse before your children or your spouse before yourself. Now, I kind of understand why people say put your spouse before your kids, because your kids are supposed to leave the nest and go and be go out into the world and become who they are, and you're supposed to still be there with your spouse. But it's just not that black and white. It's not that simple. And when we lead with this mindset of, oh, keep your man above everyone, you can be in the most abusive, disgusting relationship, the most toxic environment at home with your children, and because the world has told you, hey, stay together, and then they'll put this battery in your back to stay with this man, especially for the kids. No, it's not for the kids. It's because you want to put him before the kids. No, 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 no. When the man becomes before the kids' well-being is not considered. It's his that's considered. Your man should not come before anything. At best, he should be equal to whatever it is that you want, but never before you. Never before you. And depending on the situation, never before the kids. Period. This is why some women will stay with abusive men who abuse their children. Because a man is more important than making sure your kids are good. Clock it, right? We all know women like that. We've seen it, whether in real life or in art. It exists. Now this last one, oh boy, this last one. This is one of the subconscious, sublime portions of patriarchy that a lot of women don't realize. The internalized misogyny of it all. The last and final lie that I'm going to be talking about that the patriarchy leads women to believe is that we should be more feminine, but we live in a world that hates femininity. I'm going to say that one more time. The lie they tell us that we should be more feminine, but we still live in a world that hates femininity. Now, let's think about what femininity really is. Energetically. And femininity is about being, right? It's about receiving. It is about just sitting still and allowing things to come to you. It's about creation. It is about softness, not necessarily weakness, but a little the element of vulnerability. Is about emotions. That's what femininity is. We live in a world where it tells you it's better to give than to receive, which is bullshit. We all like to receive shit. But when you live in a world that tells you it's better to give than receive, when giving is masculine, when you receive things, it feels weird to you. That's why, especially the black woman, we don't want to take nothing from nobody. No handouts. But fuck you. Anytime somebody offer me something, I used to be the type, no, I never do that anymore. Oh, thank you. Immediately. Before you change your fucking mind. Because I deserve, bitch. Anything somebody will give me, as long as it's good, I deserve it. So I don't say no. But being emotional, being vulnerable, that's not a good thing in this world. Nobody likes it from anybody, male or female. Everything's about being tough. Everything is about execution in this physical world, this masculine world. Everything is about not being still, not focusing on the being, but focusing on the doing. So because of that, we shun femininity at its core essence. Then we shun the feminine beings, women, gay men, all under attack. Trans women, all under attack. It's no coincidence. We are the people who have the most feminine energy. They don't want that in this world. Because femininity, we're going to get into some spirituality, a little woo-woo. Femininity is the spiritual essence of this world. Masculinity is the physical. Sometimes I call it reverse femininity because femininity and masculinity are all a part of the same spectrum. They're interdependent upon each other. So when you live in a world that is physical and it denies the spiritual, it's literally the reverse feminine. So that being said, as a woman, black woman especially, there's nothing wrong with you being masculine, again, unless, like I said in one of my other prior videos, unless it just bothers you though. And if it bothers you, you need to make sure the bothersome part about it did not come from other people. Then they're projecting their own opinions and thoughts on your masculinity. Tell people all the time, I say about masculine very pretty. A man come around here calling me masculine, I take that as a compliment. I kind of always have. Because damn nigga, you think I'm tougher than you. That's how I take it. And I like that. I told somebody, I told my daughter this. I said, I want to look like I can beat people up. I want to look intimidated. I want to intimidate people. I want people to know I'm not to be fucked with. That's masculine energy. Being bossy, being assertive, that's masculine energy. You not finna tell me I can't be that. And I should feel shame because I don't. Give me more. Because it's not that I don't know how to tap into my femininity, because I do. I know how to tap into my femininity very well. And in fact, I'm probably just right in the middle any fucking way. I'm more androgynous than anything. I'm starting to think I'm fucking not non-binary. But this is for real though. But it's like cause I don't feel like a woman and I don't feel like a man. I just feel like that nigga and that bitch. I feel like I'm both at the same time. I feel like I can be a man, I can do what men do. And I also know that I'm a woman. I done gave birth. I done nurtured a whole bunch of people. I know who the fuck I am. I'm very clear, very dual in how I approach the world. So again, ladies, it's best if you want to be a feminine girly girl. I'm never gonna knock you for doing that because there's a space in this world for everybody. But I think that the world wants us mostly to be androgynous, at least energetically. You might not have to appear androgynous. You might not have to decide you want to be non-binary. I'm not saying all of that. I'm just saying you need to know how to look at the world both black and white and recognize the gray areas. That being said, ladies, again, I'm just going to do a quick recap of what the lies are. This was a heavy one, and I enjoyed creating this video because I think that somebody needs to hear this. Lies that women are led to believe because of the patriarchy. Lie number one was that we should work and compete to be chosen. Number two, being a good girl will secure a good man. 3, sex devalues us. 4, hoes / unconventional women don't get chosen. 5, we should be led primarily by men. 6, beauty is our most important commodity and it goes hand in hand with youth. 7, men will be men, the permissibility of men stepping out. 8, women owe other women loyalty. 9, your man should come before everyone. 10, don't embrace your femininity. Be who you are. I love you guys. If you got this far, again, like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think. Agree, disagree. Don't use ad hominem. Don't attack me. Okay? Don't make an enemy out of me because you don't like what you heard. If you're going to disagree, support it with some facts. And that's it, y'all. I think that this was a good one. Like I said, I really enjoyed making this. If you want to support the channel, my book is out. We talk about some of these things in the book, probably all of them in a way. I got accountability journals, manifestation journals. I am going to soon be back taking clients again. If you want a one-on-one session, that is still available. That being said, like I said, I love you guys. If you stuck with me, you're a real one. I'll see you on the next one.